everyone, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my art channel and happy Artsy Fartsy Friday. Today's video is actually a time lapse of a live stream that I did recently. So some of this may look familiar to you guys if you were there. This was my celebratory live stream in honor of reaching 750 subscribers, but also celebrating my 2-year Artsy Fartsy Friday anniversary. So you guys know, every time I post a speed paint on Friday or a time-lapse video, I always say, Happy Artsy Fartsy Friday. That is something that I started unofficially over 3 years ago and then started doing consistently 2 years ago. So JMI Creations here on YouTube gave me the idea to celebrate the live stream by redrawing my first Artsy Fartsy Friday picture, and I thought that that was a really neat idea. So I went on my Instagram, which is where Artsy Fartsy Friday was born, and scrolled all the way back to the first picture that I ever used the hashtag on, and that was this picture right here. I'm going to insert it on the side for you guys so you can see it. It was a doodle that I did in one of my lectures using the Notes app or the Notepad app for the iPad, and I use that to take notes or to not take notes during class. So that was really how I motivated myself to get back into drawing. So the piece that I'm redrawing was created in September of 2013, over 3 years ago, and Artsy Fartsy Friday was officially born, meaning I officially started drawing every single week and posting every single week about a year later in August. So I was a little late celebrating the live stream, but that's just because August was such a crazy busy month for me. And if you're seeing kind of little random glimpses of other things, it's because I was I was live streaming and I get really distracted during live streams. So yeah, but this piece was a lot of fun for me to redraw. It was it didn't turn out looking exactly the same, and I will say that wasn't really my goal. I wanted to create the piece, you know, with a similar theme, but in my current style and implementing techniques that I currently use. And another thing is that the original piece was created digitally, and I was recreating it or redrawing it traditionally, and my style in digital art is slightly different than my traditional style, and my traditional style has been changing a little bit recently, so I kind of just let myself have fun with it. I wasn't worried too much about making it look too similar, but basically I was taking the theme of drawing this sort of flapper-esque character and creating that in honor of this 2-year anniversary. And when I started Artsy Fartsy Friday, it was really just for me. It was just a way for me to motivate myself and get myself drawing again. I was sort of coming out of a 2-year-long hiatus where I wasn't really drawing at all. My freshman year of college, I didn't really bring any of my art supplies to school with me, and that was an interesting time for me because I wanted to draw, but since I hadn't drawn in so long, I was kind of intimidated by the whole process and didn't really know what I should do as far as like getting back into the swing of things. And so I would sketch a little bit here and there, but it was nothing finished, and I was really kind of losing my skill a little bit, and that's a very defeating feeling. You know, if you're an artist, if you wake up one day and you can't draw as well as you did the day before, it sucks. It feels really bad. So it was a very hard time for me, but when I went home the summer after my freshman year of college, I was really motivated to bring my art supplies with me the following year, and that's what I did. And I started out small, you know, but it sort of turned into this thing where I found myself drawing again, and even if I wasn't drawing on paper with Copic markers, I was drawing in my classes, or I was drawing on my iPad, and it just kind of snowballed into this thing where I was like, okay, I need to start drawing again. And I was very self-disciplined and decided to force myself to draw every single week. And I would hold myself accountable by having a posting day where I would post every single week. And that's kind of how Artsy Fartsy Friday was born. It was a little rocky to start. It took me a while to do it consistently, but once I got into a consistent schedule, I didn't stop. I still haven't stopped. I don't ever want to stop, to be honest with you. I think that this has just been such a cool experience, and I look back at the art that I created just 2 short years ago, and I see drastic improvements in my art, in my techniques, in my anatomy and proportions, and just I don't know. I feel like I'm generally a happier person since I've started drawing more. Sometimes it does feel like a job. It's not fun every second of every day, but at the end of each day, I can sit down and say, well, you know what? It's worth it, because it makes me so happy, and the fact that it makes you guys happy too is just icing on the cake. It really is. So going forward with Artsy Fartsy Friday, I would love, I've always kind of said this, but I would love if it wasn't just something for me and it was something for you guys too. So when I created the hashtag, it was sort of with the hope that you guys would feel free to use that hashtag to post and share your artwork. And if you guys ever want to use the hashtag, please feel free to do so. I try and check it semi-regularly, just so that I can kind of keep up with it and see your guys' art if you do use the hashtag. So definitely feel free to use the hashtag. That's kind of what it's there for. I mean, it motivates me. Maybe it'll motivate somebody else out there too. So yeah, that's just a little backstory on Artsy Fartsy Friday, and just a little spiel about why I decided to draw this today and kind of the meaning behind it. But we're actually nearing kind of the end of the piece. I kind of went back and forth on it a little bit. I did struggle with this because it is completely done using watercolors. I really wasn't sure about the background. The background gave me the most grief because I just couldn't get the color the way I wanted it. But at the end of the day, I'm really happy with the piece, and the meaning behind it is what has, I think, the most importance to me. Like, I don't love every single piece about the drawing, but at the end of the day, I like it because of what it symbolizes. So here's just a little comparison of the side by side, and that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching me over the past 2 years with Artsy Fartsy Friday. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next week with some brand new videos. Bye!